Okay, so we're back. I want to emphasize too, in terms of the key terms for the class, and sound is really too advanced, and we're not doing a whole lot with sound in this class. I just wanted you to be aware that it exists, which is why I put it on the five key terms handout and talked about it with the poem a little bit. But with summary, metaphor, irony, and ideas. So I've mentioned all of those, I think, in the course of these videos about Iago. But a lot of what we're doing with Iago could be categorized as summary. But it's an advanced form of summary. Look, there's a giant cat, guys. Look at the kitty cat. Okay, sorry, I got excited. I like cats. Um, a lot of what we're doing could be categorized as advanced summary. Simple summary is when you just go, Iago is a bad man, and Iago wants to destroy Othello, and Iago tells lies and makes Othello think that he is, his wife is cheating on him, and Othello, goes crazy with jealousy and kills his wife, and then when he finds out what he did, he kills himself. That's the kind of summary that I get a lot of in student papers. Partly that's not your fault. It's a result of a high school education that is where the main goal is to prove you read the book. And so what they ask you to do is they have you read something, and then they want you to tell them what they read so that they know two things. Number one, did you read it? Number two, did you understand what you read? But this is slightly more advanced. And that's why we spend so much time talking about metaphors and ironies. Ironies like how everybody says honest Iago, but he's not honest. He lies all the time. That's an irony. Not for them, by the way. They think he's honest. It's an irony for you, the audience, because they say he's honest and you know he's not honest. That's a contrast. That's irony. Or metaphors, like when Iago says Othello is a devil or Othello is an animal. These are metaphors. He's trying to make Othello seem less than human on his way towards destroying him, because it helps get people on his side. And ideas like stereotypes are the kinds of ideas that the story is interested in. The power of jealousy, and I think I'll get to some of the bigger ideas as we go. Although I'll tell you right now, one of the most interesting ideas in the play is the power of words to manipulate people. That is one of the play's most interesting ideas. Why? Because Shakespeare is the guy using all the words to manipulate an audience. And Iago is the character in the play who's using words to manipulate Othello. But it's a similar kind of thing. Iago and Shakespeare are up to the same thing, which is control of other people. He's going to control you by making you all cry, but that's a form of control. You weren't going to cry until you got in there and he told you the story about Desdemona and Othello and Iago. So we've been talking about these things. Some of what we're doing with Iago is advanced summary. Because in the simple summary is this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. There's an advanced summary, though, where it's like, here's what's going on in Iago's mind. Let's do a kind of psychological analysis of what's going on. And that's actually a big part of what we're up to here. So let's keep going with this and take a look. So Iago says, where the hell am I? Oh, there we go. Okay. So Iago says, like, Cassio loves her. All right. Now I do love her too, not out of absolute lust, though peradventure I stand account for his greatest sin, but partly led to diet my revenge, for that I do suspect the lusty Moor hath leapt into my seat. This is the claim that Othello had sex with his wife, which is crazy that he says that. The lusty Moor hath leapt into my seat, he had sex with his wife. I don't think that's right. The thought whereof doth like a poisonous mineral gnaw my innards, and nothing can or shall content my soul till I am evened with him, wife for wife. That's crazy. Nowhere at the end of the story does Iago say, "Ha ha, that, and now I've got my revenge." He never mentions it again. It doesn't really come up. And he says what he really wants to do is put the Moor into at least a jealousy so strong that judgment cannot cure. Which thing to do, if this poor trash of Venice, whom I trace for his quick hunting, stand the putting on, I'll have our Michael Cassio on the hip. Abuse him to the Moor in the rank garb, for I fear Cassio with my nightcap too. I fear Cassio with my nightcap too. That means that Cassio, he thinks, is also in his bed having sex with his wife. What? Like, does he even really think that? Or is he just coming up with excuses to be terrible? There's no reason to think that Cassio is having sex with Iago's wife, and Othello is having sex with Iago's wife, and Iago hates black people, and Iago's mad about getting passed over for promotion, and Iago's in love with Desdemona. This is crazy, because Iago is not a self-consistent person. Inside of you, there is like a self. But inside Iago, there's nothing. There's kind of emptiness. And that's the real scary part of what's going on here. So he says, I'll make the more thank me, love me, for making him egregiously an ass. I'm going to destroy him. Practice upon his peace and quiet, even to madness. But here 'tis yet confused. So this is really his big thing. I just got a little signal from my headphones that they're a little low, so I'm going to have to stop this here, and I'll come back and make more videos. But that's the end of this thing.